Hoka, hey, Alita Army. Welcome to the Alita Livestream of September the 5th, 2025. Mars Chronicles, Chapter 20, Lapdog of Edom, where we discuss all things to do with the movie Alita Battle Angel, the source manga Gundam, and the greatly desired sequels. I am your host, Creek Indian, and this week I am in Linville, North Carolina. And from Fountain, Colorado, we have Lee. So how's it going, Lee?
Hey, not too bad.
Cool. Yeah, Maxie, I see you're out there in the chat. I just put a link in if you want to join. We don't often get Maxie on here unless Lee reads, so this is going to be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how are things down there in Fountain there, Lee?
Oh, not too bad. Cooling off. It's down at 13 degrees Celsius today.
Whoa, nice.
Yeah, really cool compared to what it's been.
Yeah, well, it's been cool here up in the mountains up in North Carolina. It gets down into the low 50s, I guess, Fahrenheit, which I'm not sure what that is Celsius. Probably 10, 12 degrees Celsius, I guess, something like that. And we have joining us from northeast of Sydney, Australia, we have Maxie. How's it going, Max?
I've had better weeks, man.
Gosh. And I hate to ask, but I'm just curious. How's your cat doing?
My cat's gone to God.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Maxie.
Yeah, we had to put her down on Tuesday. She was suffering too much.
Yeah. That's the thing about pets. They don't live as long as us, do they? So that's makes it tough, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're glad
she had renal failure and she was suffering, but she didn't want to go. She wouldn't go on her own. We had to send her off.
Yeah, that's pretty tough. I know when Solly passed away, I didn't put him down. I just kept him comfortable, the whole time. So he was basically, he didn't suffer any. I mean, he certainly got down to where he wasn't doing much of anything, except laying down. So, but yeah, he was hanging in there pretty good, I guess. So, yeah, it's tough. Okay, well, I guess we can just move on then. My condolences, Maxie.
Thanks.
I just want to remind everybody that we got the LA Fires fundraiser going on, and we're at $1,520, and we haven't had a contribution in 2 to 3 months because we really haven't been pushing it that hard, and I think they're well on their way to recovery there in LA. So we might take that down here in the next couple of weeks or something like that. But if you want to, you can still donate all the money that you donate to the LA Fires fundraiser. The link you see on the screen there below the image is down in the description. Just click on it, takes you to the website. You can specify that to be anonymous. You can put your name in there, or you can use your internet handle if you want. And I'm going to be doing that a lot, where I mute my mic because I'm fighting a cold. I was just telling Lee that, been kind of been under the weather just a little bit, not enough to stop me from lifting weights, obviously, but, enough. So, yeah, every dime of this money I've already sent. They haven't reimbursed me for everything yet, but that's fine. We just wanted to help these folks in LA, that have suffered with their houses. And I'm not sure how many houses were destroyed. It was in the thousands, but I'm not sure of the exact amount. We also have the Alita sequel petition going on, and we've added, I think, something like 7 since last week. So it's still plugging along, just a little bit each week. People want the sequel, and that we're going to keep this thing. We're going to keep pushing this on the 2 streams. So because we want Disney, we just want to keep them aware that we want a sequel. And we don't want to give up on it. And we are not going to give up on it. So, but anyway, there you see the link down there below the image on the screen. That link is also down in the description. Click on it, takes you to the website. You have to enter your name and email address, but you can specify that be kept anonymous. So no one will know your name or email if you haven't signed, and you can do that. So, but yeah, we want to keep reminding Disney that we want the Alita sequel, and we want the Alita sequels actually, because I am so sure Rosa would. I am so sure she would be in every single Alita sequel. If they would just greenlight them, because it's a part that fits her real well. I mean, I think we are so lucky that she was selected to be Alita. And that because she's a great actor, and we're just lucky as heck, to have her as our queen. And we do have Rosa's Queen Studios bust as well, and it's still in the box in my house there in Colorado. As soon as the stars are aligned, I guess, or we get that greenlit sequel for the sequel itself, we can get this to Rosa any way she wants us to get it to her. We'll do that. If she wants me to ship it to her, I'll do that. If she wants me to bring it to her, I'll do that. I'll drive that sucker down to LA myself, if that's what it takes, because it's it's not that long a drive. I guess it's 1,100 miles, but I can do that standing on my head almost. So it's because I'm driving back and forth over between Colorado and North Carolina. That's quite a long haul there, but it's still in the box. Rosa knows we have it. She wants it, and we want her to have it, because for us, this is an expression of our admiration and appreciation and affection for our queen. So it is not a gift. This is more like an award for us. For us in the Alita Army, this is like the Oscar. And that might be overplaying it a little bit, but we definitely want her to have this. And she wants it, so we'll get it to her when she's ready. And we got the Alita Gaming Network going on. Now, I haven't been on the gaming network here for a couple of weeks at least. I don't know how many members we have on it now. Up to about 2 or 3 weeks ago, it was like 46. So it's still pretty small. I think the folks that are in the gaming network want to keep it that way. So we're not really pushing it, because we're not making money on it. If we wanted to make money on it, I guess we'd push it. But none of us in the Alita Army, Maxie or Lee or Angelus or myself or say Chaos Nova, none of us make money on anything to do with the Alita Gaming Network. And for me, everything I do with Alita is I don't make money on it. I'm doing it as a labor of love for me. And Radio Chaos is the same way. The Alita Army channel, we're not monetized in any way. So, but I know if you do any kind of streaming, you can put that in the network itself. If you write fanfics, you can either upload the short, or you can either put a link in there. I know Maxie and Lee, they have quite involved fanfics that they have that are pretty long, in terms of the number of chapters. Freak has a fanfic in there. So does Channel Does Not Exist have a fan. She has several fanfics in there.
Yeah, she's got a number of little single chapter one shots too.
Yes, she
short
does.
Stories and things.
Yes, she does. And they're pretty good too. I mean, she's creative. And even the Creek's got one in there. And mine's not near as good as say. There's Channel Does Not Exist. Okay, Channel. I think the link is in the chat. If you want to join us, just click on it. I put the link in here earlier than normal today because we're not going to have a Stammtisch because I got a kind of a family thing going on after the stream. But if you do fanfics, then you can put that in there. If you do artwork or videos, you can upload those to the user creations channel. If you do something that's not Alita related, you can put that in the off-topic channel. You can hang out with other Alita Army members in the voice any one of the 3 voice channels. It's kind of like a Zoom call. It's not there's no streaming involved. Or, everybody on the internet is not going to. If you go to the Kansas Bar Voice channel, nobody else on the internet except who you have in the channel with you will be there, so you can talk to them, just like Microsoft Teams or Zoom. It's really kind of neat. And we have a watch party channel, and of course, I haven't done a watch party in a while. I think the last one that I did was Chariot, which our queen was in, and really enjoyed it. And I think I've said the last couple of weeks, I don't like the way it ended, but I kind of would like to see the two characters get together in a better way, but that's okay. I don't want to spoil. So, I just did spoil a little bit, didn't I, Maxie? So
just a little, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I've done watch party, kind of held watch parties there, but you don't need me to do this. If you want to do a watch party, you can. If you're a member of the gaming network, you just go into the watch party channel. You, say, hey, we're going to have a watch party in the watch party text channel. People on the network will see that. They can join you, and you can play, you can have a watch party for any movie you want. I know we've done Alita Battle Angel a couple of times. We did the Star Trek short that Rosa was in a couple of times. We played Good Crazy. We played Chariot, but we've also played Ghost in the Shell, both the movie and the anime, and or one of the anime, I guess. And then we also, I guess, did Rollerball. We played that we held a watch party on that because it's kind of similar to Motorball in some ways, except it's not played by cyborgs, it's played by humans. But we have a lot of fun on this. All you have to do is have a Discord username, and if you get the basic username, it doesn't cost you a thing. It's absolutely free. Now, if you want to get like a if you want to get a premium username or something like that, or you want to use Nitro or whatever, that'll cost you a little bit, but it's not that expensive. But it doesn't cost you a dime to join the Alita Gaming Network because we don't charge anything for that. There you see the link under our little Chibi Alita mascot. That link is also down in the description. So you click on it. You'll get sent an invite. If you have a Discord username, it'll send you an invite. If not, it'll ask you to come up to join Discord, and that will be absolutely free. And then you can just click on the link, and then it will send you an invite. And you can join the Alita Gaming Network. Okay, so we are now going to, what I like to do is, now we didn't kind of sync this up with Radio Chaos this time because we wanted to do that Radio Chaos from last week. We wanted to pull it up a week because we wanted to do more of the Alita Day thing in Radio Chaos next Saturday. But, we kind of got things bracketed, I guess. And, but normally what I do here is I'll do a manga reading, and yes, we do have manga readings, don't we, Maxie? We do.
We do.
Yeah. There is a manga, and we do.
What a shock.
Yeah.
Who would have thunk it?
That's right. So, but anyway, we basically, we like to do this every month. And we do the Mars Chronicles on this channel, I guess, and then Radio Chaos does the original manga, and I guess be doing the Last Order here coming up pretty soon, won't we, Maxie?
Yeah, probably early next year we'll be starting on Last Order.
Cool.
There aren't many chapters left.
Yeah. Well, I'll go ahead, and I'm only on my laptop, so somebody keeping a channel wants to join us. So if she comes on, let me know, and I'll have to alt tab back up to this instance, because I don't have two monitors, that I can play with here. I just have my laptop. So
I'll glance at it every now and again, see if the number goes up.
Yeah. Okay, so let's. So here we have it. And I don't recall too much from last time to set this up. Lee, do you remember basically what happened last time? I know it was they were looking for a treasure. And
I remember they found the entrance into some kind of a vault.
Yeah.
Muster, is it Muster? I think it was Muster.
Yeah.
The main bad guy, basically.
Yeah.
He killed. What's that?
Baron Muster.
Baron Muster. That's right. For some reason, I was keep thinking Colonel Mustard, and I was like, no, that's not it.
Colonel Mustard. That's a.
That's from Clue. Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
that is not the name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Baron Muster kills the scientist who helped them find the place, and they get inside. I can't remember much details aside from that. It took them a while to find it. I think Erica managed to unravel some aspect of the riddle that they hadn't been considering.
Yeah, that eagle, I guess the eagle pecking the eye out of something or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. But she brought a new perspective to it that they hadn't considered that helped them unravel it. They found it. And then Baron Muster kills the guy who helped them get to it. And I think they entered into it and are searching through the sort of crypt, tomb, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and start with the Lapdog of Edom. So there you see Erica. She says, "I'm thirsty. My feet hurt." And I guess whoever this is in that, I guess in that spacesuit there says, if you press the button on your left arm, and she says, "Show me how to drink water, damn jam," and I guess, am I reading this right? Maxie, does it go right to left on this? I can't remember.
I'd say so, yes.
I'm sorry?
I would say so. I don't think Credentials ever flipped anything. That was all Viz. So
yeah, well, okay. Well, then this woman here, her name is Zoe, I guess. She says, "My feet hurt." She said, "Well, fine. I guess we can take a break." Then she says, "Show me how to drink water, damn Jan." He said, "If you push a button on your left arm," and of course she does, and then she starts gulping down the water, and then she goes, "Bleh, it's all gritty in my mouth." They said, "Well, that's because sand is everywhere." So I guess sand got into the water supply in their water supplies. I guess you just have to spit it out, I guess. And then, of course, after this, they're all sitting around, and I guess Erica says, "I want to go back to the castle and shower." I guess that's Erica that says that. They probably all, with the exception of Muster, want to go back to the castle and shower. He's dead set on finding this treasure, and they got to go through this maze, I guess. And then he goes, "First code, then a great labyrinth. So whoever set this up really enjoyed their games." And of course, Zoe says, "Your medication, Lord Muster," and she, I guess, hands it to him. And he has it. I guess he has it on his on that device he has on his arm. And he said, "You could have waited in the vehicle with Biff." And he said, "Nonsense. The whole point of this venture is to fully experience the discovery of the century." So anyway, he wants to be there for all of that, I guess. And Zoe says, "It's been 3 hours since we entered Estancia." I guess that's what it is. It's a Martian colony, I guess. And the readout says we've walked over 10 kilometers already. So that's about 6 miles, I guess, in English.
About 6 or 7 miles, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. We're using, and that's Tremaz, I guess. I hope I didn't mispronounce that algorithm. So we should eventually reach the exit. So in other words, they got some kind of algorithm there. I guess it's going to help them get through the maze. Probably is what that is. And there you see it up at the top. Now I'm not going to read all that up there to you, but you see it where they are. They're down there at the start, and the goal is to get where they are. So this algorithm evidently kind of helps them traverse this maze and get to the final thing, which just looking at that maze, it doesn't look that difficult to me. Just hang on the outside wall till you get toward the middle there, and then you can just kind of take a right and then a left, and kind of right left till you get to the goal. But anyway, the algorithm tells them that. And then Zoe says, I didn't expect it would be this deep, though. Should we turn back and return with better preparation and equipment? And Mustard says, ha, don't ask foolish questions you already know the answer to. So, he's basically saying, we're not turning back. So don't even say that, is basically what he's saying. He said, and then he says, we continue the search, of course. And then they finally get to it. And after, I guess, about 2 hours in the maze, Mustard's party reaches the deepest chamber at last. And then there you see whatever this thing is in the middle there. They get to that. And then that looks like some kind of scanner or printer or something. I'm not sure. Anyway, Mustard says the final riddle is square depression. Well, that doesn't require very much guessing. And then, of course, Zoe says the copy of On War Erica, whatever that means. And of course, she's looking at the actual book, I guess, that they brought with them.
Oh, Zoe's demanding the copy of the book from Erica. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, I'm reading this off my laptop, so I have to really squint and try to figure out. And then, of course, Zoe says, what do I have to? And she says, what? I have to do it? And then I don't know who this is on left. It might be.
That's Zoe handing the book to him.
Okay, so anyway, we don't know what kind of traps it might have. So in other words, I guess they got to go into this thing and then...
well, they want him to do it, so if he sets off a trap, he dies, none of them get hurt.
And none of them do it, yeah. So anyway, it says it fits perfectly. So anyway, I guess they put that book into that slot, I guess, and it fit perfectly, I guess. Sum Kriega Swy, in other words, to War 2, I guess. Volume 2, I guess is what that means. By Carl von Clausewitz. Then, of course, I guess the thing does a lot of...
Channels backstage.
Channels backstage.
Oh, she's backstage? Okay, let me get her back in here then.
She didn't type in the private chat, so I didn't notice.
Hi.
Hey, Channel.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, sorry it took me so long. I'm like working off my laptop this week, so I can't see, anybody coming in unless somebody tells me so.
Okay.
So anyway, I guess this device is flipping the pages and that kind of things and that kind of thing. And Erica says the letters are moving like ants. A password. The entire book is one great password. So boy, that'd be a hard password to crack, wouldn't it?
Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Too bad if the book got destroyed, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Say again, Maxie?
Too bad if the book got destroyed, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see you hack into that thing. So anyway, I guess all of it gets through.
Then it's gonna turn out it's not just the letters themselves. It has to be the exact type of ink used in the book or something.
Yeah.
So not even a scan will work.
So anyway, Mustard says, "Oh, what's that?" So he's looking at the book, I guess, and there's a translucent shining disc. I guess it's a little bit like a DVD or a CD, perhaps something like that. Yep. Is this secret treasure? Well, anyways, a translucent shining disc. Is this secret treasure of Mars the immortality potion? And then they both kind of look at it like, wow, if it's an immortality potion, I could live forever, Believe
Only
you
one
me,
of them is looking at it like that.
Yeah. Believe you me, it's not all cracked up as you would think. I'm just kidding. So anyway, it looks like whoever that is that
The
whoever
slave.
that person is?
I can't remember his
Yeah,
name, but the
slave
guy
is-
who was given to Erica as a slave. He decides that they
Oh,
don't need to have
Damn
it. I
Jan,
guess.
that's right. He slams
He
Zoe.
decides he's done with their bullshit.
Yeah, he slams Zoe on face onto the ground, basically. Pulls out a gun and said, "Nobody move a muscle." So he's I guess he's again kind of been playing everybody along, right? So he's got a gun. He's telling everybody, you know, hey, basically I'm in charge. You know, is what he's saying. Nobody move a muscle. You know, he's got a knife to her face, and she says, "Who are you?" Oh my gosh, that scared me. Erica says, "That was amazing, damn Jan. You knocked out Zoe." Now
Now
we're
we have a reminder what his name is. Damn Jan.
yeah, damn Jan, yeah.
Damn Jan. Already forgot it.
So anyway, Erica's kind of, you know, congratulating him or, you know, giving him encouragement or whatever. She says, "Now we are free, aren't we? Come on, let's get out of here," you know. And of course he laughs. Damn Jan laughs and says, "Ha ha, you know, well, Erica, you've been very useful to me." And she says, "Huh? Or what are you saying, Damn Jan?" And he says, "You're going to die with the rest of them." So he turns out that he was a complete surprise as a person, isn't he? I mean, he basically, you know, acted real defeated and all that stuff, but he was just biding his time to get at the treasure, I guess. And then, of course, Erica says, "What? No, you promised to marry me." Now, you know, Erica's what, 8 years old here, maybe 6, something like that.
7 maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
Definitely too young to marry.
Yes, much too young to marry. Of course, maybe she was thinking in the future.
Yeah, even then, if he's in his 20s and they met when he was in his 20s and she was 7, even if the wedding was in the future, it would still be messed up.
Yeah, if she's 7, let's say he's what, about 23 probably, and she's 7 and she gets to 18, that's 11 years. He'd be like 34 years old. That wouldn't be too.
It's a different thing. Like if people with an 11-year-old age gap meet when one of them is in their 30s and the other one's in their 40s, that's fine. But there's a difference when they meet when one of them is a little child and the other one is a young adult.
Oh yeah, that's
meeting,
totally unacceptable.
The fact that they knew each other at that stage is what makes it a problem.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that the wedding is fully forced because she's marrying a slave, so we have a double problem.
Yeah.
The age problem and the consent problem.
Anyway, Damn Jan says, how could that ever have been anything but a lie? Now get off of me. And he kind of, I guess he slugs her or something, slaps her.
Knocks her away.
Yeah, knocks her away, yeah. Now, knowing Erica, that's not a good thing to do because she, you know, even though she's little, she can take care of herself, you know. And then I guess Muster, you know, and I guess in one of his better moments, it says, "Erica, I don't understand," you know. And Muster says, "Well played, young man. What are you after?" And he says, "What did I tell you? I want your life, Muster." And then Zoe says, "Revenge for your lover, then." Because if you remember in a previous story, I guess Muster turned his wife into like a pillar of salt or stone or whatever it was.
And the Krista Morton, he was turning his victims into statues, and considering how a lot of the victims, the female victims, were posed, it means that and they were mostly naked. It means that he had them pose, and then he killed them when they were in a pose he deemed good enough to be a statue.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Zoe says, "Revenge for your lover, then." I guess you've got balls after all. Lover, you know, he's kind of questions. He goes, "Ha, ha, ha," you know, and then I guess he drives his knife into her hand, you know. "I think I'll kill you last," you know, is what he says to Zoe, I guess. And she's got that knife in her hand, I guess. Then we'll see if you really.
Oh, then he drives it further in with his boot.
Yeah, with his boot. Yeah, and it said, then we'll see if I'm really a limp dick like you claim. Which I'm getting the idea he's not now. He was just biding his time.
Yeah, he's a bit of a psychopath, like so many people in Kishiro's stories. It seems.
Yeah, like. Kishiro is full of surprises, isn't he? Like this. And then basically he says, my lover, you can't be serious. That was obviously just a story, so evidently he made it up. And there you see he's got his foot on the knife, so Zoe is not going anywhere. And Muster and Eric are kind of just looking at him. Said, you could have stolen as many women and hatched as many plots in Cydonia as you wanted, Muster, and it wouldn't have bothered my master in the slightest. And then, of course, Muster, I guess that's a little bit of a flashback there, but the Council of Edom, that was a bad move. You took it too far when you threatened all 18 lords of the Christa Morton. And then, I guess that's a little bit of a flashback. Then Muster says, I see. So one of those cowards sent an assassin into my midst. And then I guess Damjan says, yes, my mission was to get rid of you and find an antidote to Christa Morton. And if I bring back the treasure of Mars, well, that's another feather in my cap. Yeah, Damjan's turned out to be quite a different person than he was in the previous stories, wouldn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Well, people tend to act differently when they're not under the threat of death.
Yes. So anyway, and when it came to learning the secret of the Christa Morton, you were very helpful indeed, Erica. And she's kind of got a puzzled look. She said, Damjan, you're just making this all up, aren't you? This is a story you're telling to frighten me. I guess she's thinking that. And he sighs. He says, I thought you were a smarter child than this, Erica, but you're just like all the other bitches. So he's got a pretty low opinion of Erica, I guess. I'm sick of you, Erica. So, whoa, okay. Well, I'm not sure. Just knowing what I know from having read it, this is not going to end well for him,
This is not going to end well for him, because if it ended well badly for her, we wouldn't have Frau X.
That's right. Haughty, selfish, as shameless as a monkey and a liar. Your eye patch reeks. I'd like to see who raised you. You'll grow up to be a worthless slut. Boy, he's really heaping insults on her, isn't he?
Would be nice if he found a way to insult this child without making it sexual.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, I'm having a hard time reading that. 4 laps around the castle as your damn horse. So she was riding him, if you remember all that.
Yeah.
So why must I suffer this? I've fantasized about strangling you so many times. What kind of sadistic game is this? You horrid little shit. Boy, he's really putting it on her, isn't he?
Yeah, he's ranting at her now.
Yeah, he's ranting, yeah. I wish I could be rid of you. I wish I could forget everything about you. And of course, she looks like she's surprised. While it's not part of my mission, I prefer to kill you and erase you from my life. So now you'll die for the sake of my mental health. And then Zoe's down there saying, scum, have you forgotten that you've been given slow acting poison? You can kill us, but you'll still die within a week. Oh, the sow can speak, he says. So he's kind of putting it on her too. Lay down like a pig you are. You'll get yours later. So anyway, it looks like he shoots her, doesn't he?
But he already
shoots her in the leg.
Yeah.
Actually, I think he shoots her in both legs.
Yeah.
I'm kind of confused. The scene that was gonna happen later. I'm kind of confused how that gets pulled off. I mean, I know they have good medical technology, but
well, out there in the middle of nowhere, maybe they don't. So he kind of laughs about it. He. Oh, I've looked into that poison, of course. I never discovered its true nature, but thanks to Erica, I did get the cure. So, Mustard looks like he's surprised by it or puzzled or whatever. We spent over 3 weeks living together in the same vehicle. You couldn't be completely on alert the entire time. Well, you've caught me off guard. So anyway, he's a shit. Damn, Jan's turned out to be.
He's a hired killer.
Yeah. He was so meek and mild before, and now he's just really turned into something that's psychotic almost.
They all deserve each other. Come on.
Yeah. You know what this is?
They'd say they deserve each other if the age gap was smaller.
Yeah.
Such a shame.
Well, in 11 years, their age gap would be a little different. But anyway, that's not now, is it? He's not going to live to see 11 years anyway. You know what this is, don't you? You mean the ultrasonic trigger? That's what Mustard says. Erica nicked it. Yeah, I think that's what that says. Yeah. Erica nicked it from Dr. Chimoy's lab along with the Krista Morton. I already slipped the poison into your suit's water tanks. That's why I guess Erica thought it was, so gritty.
Yeah, I kind of thought it was odd that Sam would have gotten into her suit's water tank.
Yeah, for sure. You've been drinking water laced with Krista Morton.
The suits from Wish.com.
Say again, Channel?
They got the suits from Wish.com.
Yes.
The Temu suits.
You've been drinking water laced with Krista Morton this entire time. It's karma.
The Shein suits.
The perfect end for a villain, don't you think? And he says, die, like that. And I guess he's going to activate that thing. And then he turns on this ultrasonic thing on the right-hand side there. And Erica, I guess it's not very pleasant, I guess, to the ears. And
I think she's bracing herself to turn into stone.
Yeah, maybe so, So basically, damn Jan, he's activated this thing, and all of a sudden he says, why aren't you turning to stone? And, kind of Mustard's kind of laughing. And he says, ha ha, you fool. Did you think the great Mustard would ever fail to detect your plot? I had that bottle of Krista Morton Erica stole switched out with a fake ages ago. And then damn Jan says, you piece of shit, So anyway, he starts turning into stone, I guess, cracking and that kind of thing. And then boom, he turns into stone and then falls and just disintegrates, I guess.
I kind of figured that was going to happen to him.
Yeah.
They won't even have a nice statue to remember him by.
That's right. Well, he turned out to be a shit, didn't he? So
broke under the pressure.
Yep. And then I guess this is probably I think this is Mustard saying this. There was no slow acting poison at all. The pills that I convinced him were the antidote. That was the Krista Morton. So he was giving him the thing that was going to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Let this fellow serve as a lesson to you, Erica. And he kind of laughs, like a demon, like a villainous laugh. And she's, kind of, even though I guess he was going to do her in, she still feels bad for him, I guess.
Oh no, my toy! Now
My
I will
toy.
have to go.
Yeah,
she actually got to care about him, and then he betrays her like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another person besides, parents that should have cared about her that turned on her.
Yeah.
That
Because
can't
she's
be
a
helping her
child
mental state.
She's a child who gets easily attached to the worst people.
Mm.
Yep.
She wasn't exactly treating him well, though.
She was.
No.
And that's basically it, folks.
Yeah.
The
But she
story
did
ends
believe
with
that the
her
two of them were
kneeling
going to
over
escape
Damn
together.
Jam's remains, what little of them there are.
I guess that's what you'd call a stone cold killer.
Yeah. Oh. You know, Maxie, you remind me of my brother with that joke. He's great with dad jokes himself. So the whole thing is, just kind of summing this up, you know, his Damn Jam has been playing them all along, or at least he thought he was, you know.
Yeah.
He was a hired assassin sent to kill them all.
Yeah.
He was playing 4D chess, but they were playing 6D checkers.
Now the question is, how do you think Muster knew that he was going to do that? I'm not sure he knew. I think his plan was probably to kill him once they found the secret anyway, you know, so it just worked out that way. But his
plan was, Muster's plan, I'm assuming, with the Krista Morton was to be able to kill him at any point if he either betrayed them or got too annoying, or if he wanted to punish Erica. Because he wouldn't punish Erica directly, he'd take away her favorite toy.
So anyway, there he is. He's acting all meek and mild there, you know, stuff like that. And then boom, he kind of overpowers Zoe, doesn't he? I mean, Zoe kind of took advantage of him several times, but I guess he was just hanging in there until he get to this point.
Looking for the opportune moment. He acted weak when he wasn't, so they lowered their guard. And I mean, obviously he's a trained combatant of some sort, so
yeah. So anyway, you know, it's the whole thing is a big surprise to all these people. Now I know Erica's, you know, she's got issues herself, but you know, he's pretty ruthless. Damn Jan is, because he was going to kill her. You know, he was going to let her die with the rest of them.
I've been getting the impression everybody associated with any form of nobility or government on Mars is just absolute trash.
Yeah.
Except that one woman that was posing as Erica and Yoko's mom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She was doing it out of selfishness, but she wasn't a terrible person.
Was she posing as Yoko's mom, or just I mean,
Yoko's
Erica
mom.
and Yoko, or just Yoko?
She was posing as Yoko's mom, and then Erica blackmailed her that either Erica is going to reveal that she's not Yoko's actual mom, or she's gonna have to adopt her too. So she adopted her too.
Ah, okay. So anyway, this did not end well for Damn Jan. Not at all.
Well, finding out he's a hired assassin. Yeah, finding out he's a hired assassin for those Martian lords or whatever.
Yeah.
Can't say I'm too terribly broken up over it.
Council of 18, wasn't it? Something like that. Yeah. Yeah, he kind of fooled them all, you know, except maybe I think he even fooled Muster, because I think Muster was giving him the Krista Morton anyway, because he planned on killing him, you know, once they found the treasure, you know. So I think it just worked out to his benefit.
Possibly. Could also be that Baron Muster is also just that intelligent and perceptive.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I've noticed with a lot of Kashiro's villains, they tend to be rather smart. If they're like a main antagonist of some sort, they tend to be like Nova, for instance.
Yeah,
he's exceedingly intelligent and highly perceptive.
Or say Aga
and morally bankrupt.
Yep. Yeah, and Aga Embody and
is another one. Yeah.
So. They all seem to be a couple of cuts above everybody else around them.
Now, the one thing about, I guess, Damn Jam was he, it strikes me weird that he was trusting enough of Baron Muster to go ahead and take what Muster was telling him was the antidote. He got done in himself by just that mistake, because I think if somebody like Muster was to approach me and say, "Hey, take this pill," I'd say, hell with you. I'm not taking that pill,
Well, Muster did set it up so that things looked different than they actually were.
Yeah. I guess he was giving him that Christamortin in such small doses so it would...
No, the Christamortin was the antidote that he took. I mean, he...
Yeah, I know, but I mean, yeah, for sure. But what I'm saying is, though, Muster was giving him that in such small doses that it took a longer time for him to actually turn into...
No, he took it all at once. When Damjen got hold of the pill bottle, he waited until then to take all of it at once, thinking it was the antidote. So he guzzled several pills down, and that's when it began working on him.
Well, I think, I do think you're right. I think because...
well, it showed the panel there when he took them.
Yeah, it did. And I guess also, what's her name? Zoe said it takes how long for it to work? 13 days or something like that?
It was earlier that it's the Christamortin or the fake poison.
Yeah.
Yeah, which one? The Christamortin can be activated at any point, but the body dissolves it or gets rid of it within a couple weeks. So that's just how often they had to give him the antidote. So he would always have some level, at the minimum, at least level of dosage for the Christamortin to work. I wonder what happens if someone...
Oh, that's right. The ultrasonic trigger activates it. So after he downs the pills, he activates the sonic trigger, thinking it's going to kill them.
Wait,
but he kills himself.
If the Christamortin is removed from the body within that time frame, I wonder what happens if you activate it right after that time passes, because you don't have enough in your body to crystallize you, but you still have some in your body. I don't think it works on the basis of one molecule in your body crystallizes you, and then one more crystallizes you, and one less, you're perfectly fine. What happens if you have like half the minimum dosage to crystallize you? Does it start and then just only goes through one limb, or does it give you some... What happens? Does it only crystallize part of your internal organs, but not your skin, or the other way around? Which would actually probably be a more painful death because it's slower. What happens?
Well,
Someone get Nova on this case.
Yeah, what I think it is if you take it a little bit like that, like you're saying, you take it immediately, you try to activate it immediately, probably the effect is negligible. But the longer it stays in your body, even if it's only a couple of days, it gets into your bloodstream and it would crystallize some of your arteries. It might not crystallize you completely, but it would. So it might give you,
so you die by stroke if it crystallizes any arteries near your brain.
Yeah.
I know, I'm talking about like later, because if you have to keep taking new dosages. So what would happen if, let's say, after 3 weeks after you take it, like you try to activate it 2 weeks and a couple of days after the dosage, because most of it should be out of your body by now.
Maybe, but I think enough it be in your body, it would cause you some real grief.
Well, according to what Badman was saying, after 7 days, it gets flushed out of your body completely.
Okay, so not 7 days it gets flushed out. Then what if it, there has to be a moment when there's enough that it activates, but not enough to fully transform you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I wouldn't want to take it. Boy, he looks like a bad guy there, doesn't he?
Yep.
That is what I think is funny is back here. He said, "I thought you were smarter than that, smarter child than this, Erica, but you're just like the other bitches." Well, it seems like he ain't so smart after all, is he?
Yep.
Can I say one more thing?
Sure.
Did anyone see anyone online or on any forum I might not be on participating in the Alita month? Because I didn't really see any participation. I'm not sure if the event was worth it. If I just wanted to do it myself, I wouldn't have announced it or made a charge. So did I miss it because I'm on the wrong platform, or do people only want to join in later?
I advertised it on Science Fiction Remnant, although that episode is coming out today, so it hasn't got around yet.
Because it's been kind of, I've been mentioning it for months and it's on multiple accounts, and there's likes beneath on Reddit and comments on Reddit beneath the post with the prompts, and then there's no reaction, and then no one is actually doing the prompts, just saying cool event idea, then no one's really participating, and I don't want us to I'm complaining too much since it's only the first week, but I'm just gonna want to ask if anyone's in the comments, like, is anyone actually interested in participating in the event, and not just on the idea of like a cool event. If someone participates, I might look at it.
Well, I've actually looked at some of the prompts, but unfortunately, I have been dealing with some housing issues that have been taking up some of my time, I'm afraid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these last couple of days, I didn't even get any sleep because I was stressing out over a mysterious account balance from housing that I can't figure out what it's for, and I don't want to end up owing a huge amount of money. But I had looked at some of them, trying to figure out some ideas for what I could do with them. Unfortunately, my creativity has been usurped by stress.
Yeah, that is more, real life problems are more important. I can't pressure anyone, just asking if it's... I did a few drawings up front before that I didn't even post yet because I didn't feel like taking good photo yet. I didn't have a... Yeah, because it's just those events only really work that well, at least in my opinion, if there's more than one person doing it.
Well, channel, can they get in touch with you at the at the gaming network?
Okay, on Discord, as in the DMs.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you can DM me after the stream or now.
Yeah, her handle on Discord is error.
Yeah, don't give out my handle. Like, if anyone is on the gaming network, they can find me.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I also use it for some role plays that I don't want absolutely everyone to connect to, and to everything, to every server I'm in.
Okay.
It's easy to find me if you're in the network. Sorry for the downer interruption.
Any thoughts about the manga reading?
It was a bit of a twist I wasn't expecting, with him turning out to be an assassin.
Yeah.
Seems like Earth sent all their scum humans to Mars to get rid of them.
Yeah, it's like the interplanetary Australia.
Oi! That's not true at all.
Or maybe something about the red planet has some kind of weird effect on people, and they tend to turn a little psycho.
Well, a low gravity might do it, maybe.
Combination of low gravity with no magnetic field to protect against cosmic rays and whatnot.
Yeah.
Who knows? Or maybe it's just Ishiro's writing style.
They have that shield, that physical shield over Mars. Yeah. I can't remember what it's called. I'm sure that the
Baldachim.
What was that, sorry?
The Baldachim.
I guess if that's what it's called. I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah. I need to read this again.
The shield might have had some some properties in it would shield it from.
Well, I'm kind of thinking maybe it's just the way Kishiro does things. He likes to have really scummy people show up in his story to really get things moving.
Well, damn Jam sure was scummy, wasn't he?
Yeah. Or it might even be a little bit of a glimpse into some of his own views on elements of humanity.
Sometimes when you have weird world building elements, to explore them, you have to have some characters that are completely morally corrupt, because those ideas are fun to think about in fiction, but if someone living in that world would actually do it, they'd be an absolutely terrible creature. But you do want to see someone do it. So you end up with terrible characters, as in not necessarily terribly written, but morally terrible.
Yeah, Kishiro seems to have a lot of that in his stories. All right, well, I guess we hit this one hard enough. I got to get going here pretty soon because I got a family thing going on here in a half an hour. So,
all righty.
Any other questions or topics? Alita Army, anybody in the chat? All right. Did we miss anything, you guys?
Yeah, nothing comes to mind.
I don't think so. Well, there's our queen right there, and of course, she's number one in the Creeks book in terms of being. I am
wondering one thing: why did they go through the whole labyrinth by foot instead of sending a drone first and then going specifically through the path that they established via drone is the correct one to save themselves?
Well, I think Zoe said something about, leaving at that point and then coming back with the proper equipment, which could have been a drone, but Muster said, no, we're here, we're going, we're doing it. So I think it was just Muster's decision that they weren't, they were there, and now we're going to press on regardless. So
yeah, I think his impatience kind of drove him on a bit. I guess maybe he was figuring out which way to go as it was. So
yeah,
maybe they didn't need it. I don't know.
They mentioned they took them 3 hours. It could just be a really long labyrinth, or they could be kind of lost, and they would have been faster if they had a drone to check ahead.
It did look like a really big maze. So
yeah. Well, anyway, there's our queen, and like I said, she's number one in the Creeks book in terms of being an actor because she is great. We were so lucky to have her be Alita. I also want to give shout outs to Eldamont and Jesse Fisher because they brought Screwhead to life. And what I want to see Alita and Screwhead team up in the sequel to take on Joshigon's team. That's what I want to see. So, Maxie, you want to talk to this?
Yeah. Well, obviously, in a very short few days, it will be Alita Day, the 9th of the 9th. So Radio Chaos, roughly 23 hours from when this stream started, will focus on Alita Day and what's happening for Alita Day. We will be talking about the September Alita Challenge. Hopefully we can find a few people who are making use of that. And we'll be talking about things to do with Alita, what our thoughts are moving forward, and just generally celebrating Alita on Alita Day. So do join us for that one. Should be fun.
Cool. Yeah, on Alita Day, we're going to do a watch party too on the 9th. So it'll be, let's see, what time would that be? It wouldn't be 9 p.m. UTC. I guess it would be more like 7 p.m. UTC, I think. Anyway, I'll send out a blast on it on X and on Discord and stuff like that. So, but we are going to watch Alita Battle Angel on the 9th. So
nice.
We are the Alita Army. Of course, we are the most positive fandom on the internet. And we support Alita and Rosa passionately and positively. And we are here to stay. So Disney, It doesn't matter how long you put this off. We are not going away. We are going to be here forever. So, buckle up. Why is this image there? Well, that image is there because I like it. And, of course, I'm the producer, stream manager. I'm the janitor as well. And a lot of other things on the Alita live stream. Most of the time incorrect, but, that's it. We got folks like Maxie and Badman to keep me in line, so that'll And to paraphrase Gruishka, I'm only here for our girl and the Alita Army and our queen. We're all here for the Alita Army, our girl, and our queen. And what that means is that's only one thing left to do, and that would be the call to action, and that would be on my count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Fill those sequels,
baby, and sell the rights to someone less incompetent than Disney.
Oh, I love it, channel. I do. So you guys have a good rest of your day. We'll see you next week on the Alita live stream. We'll see you tomorrow, Radio Chaos.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
What's up, Alita Army? This is Hot Toys Alita, and I hope you enjoyed this week's Alita live stream. Please join my Uncle Creek, Angelus, and our other guests for next week's show. Remember, I do not stand by in the presence of evil, and film those sequels, baby. See you next time.